Downcast, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayan, unto Naranarayan Rishi, the supermost being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the other author. Srinvatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Sravana Kirtana Hirdi Antastho hi Bhadrani Vidnoti Sruhita Satam. Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma in everyone's heart and the benefactor of the truthful devotees, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotees, who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके bhaktirбhavati naistiki. By regular attendance in classes on Srimad Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome of the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. So Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 23, verse number 16. Mantrastas tantrastas chidram desakalarah vastutah sarvam karoti nishidram anusankirtanam tava. I don't know how it works. Everyone has to decide or how it will work.
Can you tell me the verse? I will share the screen so that devotee can repeat. What is the verse?
Canto 8, 23. Yeah, this is the correct verse.
28.26, right?
It is on the screen.
Did you share? Okay.
No, I think somebody has said.
Okay, all right. Okay, let's go ahead.
Mantras tas tantras chidram.
Mantras tas tantras tas chidram.
Desakalarah vastutah.
Deshakalarah vastutah.
Sarvam karoti nishidram.
Karoti nishchidram.
Anusankirtanam tava.
Anusankirtanam tava.
One more time. Mantras tantras tas chidram.
Mantratas mantratas
Desakalarah vastutah.
Deshakalarah vastutah.
Sarvam karoti nishidram.
Sarvam karoti nishchidram.
Anusankirtanam tava.
Anusankirtanam tava.
Word by word translation. Mantra, in pronouncing the Vedic mantras improperly. Tantra, insufficient knowledge for following regulatory principles. Chidram, discrepancy. Desha, in the matter of country. Kala, and time. Arha, and recipient. Vastutaha, and paraphernalia. Sarvam, all these. Karoti, makes. Nishchidram, without discrepancies. Anusankirtanam, constantly chanting the holy name chanting the holy name. Tava, of your lordship. Translation: there may be discrepancies in pronouncing the mantras and observing the regulative principles, and moreover, there may be discrepancies in regards to time, place, person, and paraphernalia. But when your lordship's holy name is chanted, everything becomes faultless. Purport: I don't know, it is given by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada or BBT. I have no idea. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has recommended Harer Nam, Harer Nam, Harer Nam Eva Kevalam. Kalo na asti eva, na asti eva, na asti eva gatir anyatha. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisies, the only means of deliverance is chanting the holy name of Lord. There is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way. Brihad Naradiya Puran 38.126. In this age of Kali, it is extremely difficult to perform Vedic ritualistic ceremonies or sacrifices perfectly. Hardly anyone can chant the Vedic mantras with perfect pronunciation or accumulate the paraphernalia for the Vedic performances. Therefore, the sacrifice recommended in this age is Sankirtana, constant chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Yagyai Sankirtana Prayer Yajanti hi Sumedhasa. Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.29. Instead of wasting time performing Vedic sacrifices, those who are intelligent, those who possess good brain substance should take to the chanting of the Lord's holy name and thus perform sacrifice perfectly. I have seen that many religious leaders are addicted to performing yajna and spending hundreds and thousands of rupees for imperfect sacrificial performances. There is a lesson for those who are unnecessarily execute such imperformances. This is a lesson for those who unnecessarily execute such imperfect sacrifices. We should take the advice of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Yagyai Sankirtana Prayer Yajantihi Sumedhasa. Although Sukracharya was a strict Brahmana addicted to ritualistic activities, he also admitted Nishchidram Anusankirtanam Tava. My Lord, constant chanting of the holy name of your Lordship makes everything perfect. In Kali Yuga, the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies cannot be performed as perfectly as before. Therefore, Srila Jiva Goswami has recommended that although one should take care to follow all the principles in every kind of spiritual activity, especially in worship of deities, there is still a chance of discrepancies, and one should compensate for this by chanting the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in our Krishna consciousness movement. We therefore give special stress to the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra in all activities. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Srila Rupa Swami Niti Namine Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravarine Nirvisara Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Gunitya Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vanchakalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Mother Jiva and Pyari Prabhuji, please bless me so that I can speak something. What I have in my mind to go from the glories of the Vaman Dev and glories of Bali Maharaj, and then why this topic came here. So story goes like that. When Bali Maharaj, he was defeated and then he was almost dead. So Sukracharya, he gave him strength, he bring his life here back. And then after that, he pleased to Sukracharya, and then he gained the power. He received power. Sukracharya performed the yagya. It is called Visvajit Yagya, I think, in chapter 15 of this canto 8. And then he received different paraphernalia for defeating the Indras. And then after that, he went to the heavenly planet and wanted to defeat Indra. And then Indra, he was very clever and he consented to his guru Brihaspati. Oh, now Bali Maharaj, he gained the power, what we should do. So he told he has received power from the Brahmana. So it is impossible for you to defeat, better to hide and leave this place. So Bali Maharaj, he conquered and he became the emperor of the three worlds and also in other sense whole universe. And then Mother Aditi, she had very problem because her sons were hiding here and there and unable to stay with her, and she was in very much pain, going through the miserable problems like a mother. If baby is not well or having some issue, then first pain will come to the mother only. So she was going through all those kind of morose in her life, and then Kashyap Muni, he was doing austerities. Then he came back and he asked to Aditi, everything is well? Did you receive properly brahmanas, our guest, our religious principles and everything? She told, yes, I did everything. But then he asked, what is the reason I cannot see the charming on your face? It looks something is going on. Then she told, everything is fine, even welcoming the brahmanas and cows and religious principle, everything is well protected, because duty of the grihastha is to protect the dharmas. So, and then after that she asked, oh my Brahman husband, please help me, and because my sons were hiding here and there and it is very painful for me. So Kashyap Muni, he thought, wow, this is the Lord's illusory energy, and because of that she is going through all those. And then Kashyap Muni, she insisted, and then Kashyap Muni told, you perform the Payobrat. Payobrat is performed in the month of Falgun, and there is a special procedures. I think you have to drink only milk and secretly perform. Before that, if uh, people are taking the dust from the boar's hole and then smear on the body and then take the bath, and after that to start the vrata. So she performed, and that he mentioned that you don't have to disclose to anyone, then it will give the more benefits. And she pleased to the Lord, and Lord appeared in front of her, and he gave the boom, and he told one word was very touching to the heart, and he told to mother that I will come. I know that it is very difficult to defeat the Bali Maharaj because he has gained the power from the Brahmana, and then I will find some trick. And to give you the pleasure, when Asuras, means Rakshas, demons, wife will be going through the pain, and then you will be happy. So that word, it was touching. That is the woman's mentality. Generally, it is where tendency. Even nowadays in Kali Yuga, not in the women's, in the men's also having the same qualities. They give the pain to others, and then after that they will suffer, especially to whom they are envious. And then she went to Kashyap Muni, and Kashyap Muni, he was enlightened, and then after that she conceived, and then Lord Vamandev appeared on Vijaya Dwadasi in the month of Shravana. So that Payobrat is performed in the month of February and March, and then Shravan month comes in maybe August, sometime September also. August, September. So Vijaya Dwadasi. He appeared in a Chaturbhuj form with his all symptoms of the body, and then after that he became dwarf, and then all other demigods, they came and they performed different ritualistic ceremonies, especially birthday ceremony, as well as Brahmanical Yagyopavit ceremony, means sacred thread ceremony. And different demigods, they gave him different things, like a munj of the kusagras as a belt, and then umbrella, water pot, and to bake the stuff, and so many things he received. And after that, he came to the arena where a sacrifice was going on. And then he reached to the Bali Maharaj sacrifice. It was performed northern side of the Narmada river in Bhrigu Kshetra. I don't know it is in earthly planet or heavenly planet. I'm guessing it may be in the heavenly planet. And then by the effulgence of the Lord, all the Brahmana, they stood and they gave the proper respect to the Lord Vamandev. And then Bali Maharaj, who washed his lotus feet, like a Lord Shiva, he is carrying the lotus, that Ganges water, it came from the toenail of the Lord Vamandev. The same way he also sprinkled the water on his head, and then after that he asked for the charity, and then he asked charity for the three step of the land. And then Bali Maharaj, he told, I can give you the one of the 9 island also, but you are too small. And then what will be the uh, use for you to having the 3 step of the land? So Bali Maharaj, Vaman Dev gave the wonderful class that if someone is not satisfied by small amount, whatever he is required, then if he will have the one island, then he will try to have the all the 9 islands. So that way, Brahmana has to be satisfied whatever his requirement is there. So my requirement is only to have the 3 space of the land. Then after that, Bali Maharaj, he accepted to give the promise. And then Sukracharya, he told to Vamandev when he took the vow, then he told, no, it is not important to give the charity to the brahmachari because he is not Brahmana. He is Lord Hari himself, and he will take all your power, fame, educations, wealth, beauty, land, everything. And he will give to Indra, he will deliver to the Indra, and then you will become like a beggar. So better not to give him. In one step, he will take the all lands in charity, and then after that, you will not have the any space for him to give. And second step, he will take the outer space, and then where you will give the third space. So that way you are making yourself dangerous in your life. And he chastised to Bali Maharaj. And then he's saying that learned scholars, they don't praise the charity, especially for the livelihood. If their livelihood endangers, they will not give the charity. And he's saying that charity, sacrifice, austerity, and fruitive activities are possible for one who is competent to earn his livelihood. And they are not possible for one who cannot maintain himself. So he's saying you how you will maintain yourself. And he's giving very good information, revealing to Bali Maharaj that the person who is in full knowledge, he should divide his wealth into 5 pieces. One is for religion purpose, second one is for reputations, and for opulences and sense gratification, and for the maintenance of the family members. So these 5 pieces he mentions. And then he's saying, no, you can say no to him because already you have promised to him, but that promise will not be coming to the truth when you will not utter the mantras of the Om. And he's saying to him that by you will be like a dead. You will be in this body. Even this body is temporary, but for maintaining this body, it is important to have the wealth. And he has given one more example, like a seeds, if germinate, it is uprooted in the towards the sky, then it will die. So if you are going to give the charity to Vaman Dev, everything will be taken away from you. So you will not be able to maintain yourself. So he's saying by not uttering the word Om, you are safe. And then also he is saying that if someone is uttering the word Om, Om means everything has been taken from him. So by uttering the word, that person he becomes the poverty stricken. And in Bhagavad Gita also it has been mentioned that Om Tat Sat. And then also he's saying that 5 or 7, 8 places that it doesn't apply properly. So he's saying that flattering the woman to bring her under the control, in joking, in marriage ceremony, in earning one's livelihood, one whose life is in danger, in protecting cows and Brahminical culture, and in protecting a person from an enemy's hand falsely is never condemned. He's giving very good lesson to Bali Maharaj. And then Bali Maharaj is thinking, that has been described in chapter 19. He's thinking, I'm the householder and my duty is to maintain the principles of religion, economic development, and sense gratification. And if I'm not going to give the charity to the Brahman, who is Vishnu himself, this woman, and then I think I will become like infamous. And that is like a dead for me. And I came from the huge dynasty. In his dynasty, no one has done anything. Even Lord Vamandev, he glorifies that you came from such a huge dynasties. Even your grandfather's brother, Hiranyach, he was killed by the Lord Varahadev. He killed him very difficult way. Even it was difficult for him to kill him. And then Hiranyakasipu, he became envious to the Lord Vishnu, and he was searching to the Lord Vishnu, and he was able to see only outsider. So Lord Vishnu, he entered in his heart through his nostril while taking the air, and then he couldn't find, and he thought that Vishnu is dead. That's what it has been mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. And then Prahlad Maharaj, for him, even your father Vilochana, he also gave up his wife, his life for the sake of the protection of the Dharma. So Bali Maharaj is thinking, and then after that he thought, no, I should say yes to the Lord Vamandev. Even he is Vishnu, he's his enemy. He is going to tie me or he is going to kill me, but this is my duty to give him whatever he likes. And he asked him that I can give you the elephant, cows, and then land, whatever is required, even Brahmanis, young Brahmanis girl for you as a marriage, all those things. But Vaman, they were told, I need only 3 steps of the land. And then when he told yes, and then after that Sukracharya, he cursed him to become like a beggar. So you will be living like a hellish life. So now Bali Maharaj, he is out of the protection of the Brahmanas because he was protected by the Brahmanas, and now the same Brahmana, he cursed him, so he is gone. And then after that, his wife Vindhyavali, she brought the golden pot, water in a golden pot to give the promise. And then Lord, he in first step, he took all the 3 world, and then second step, it went to the outermost. And then from the toenail of the Lord, Ganges appear. And then when he was taking his step, it went through the Satyaloka there, Lord Brahma, with his different rishis, he washed his lotus feet, and also he offered obeisances, praise to the Lord. And then after that, 2 steps, and then third step, there is no place. And by seeing all those things, Bali Maharaj's armies, they try to kill to the Vishnu, means Vamanadev. And they were defeated, then Bali Maharaj told to them, no, this is not the right time for you. There was a time for me when we defeated Indras, and now time is for them, and better to go and hide yourself. No need to fight. Some of them then they followed the Bali Maharaj. His instructions. And then during that time, Lord has shown his Vishwarupa. Bali Maharaj could see everything within the body of the Lord Vamanadev. And then after that, he arrested to Bali Maharaj by the Varuna Pasha. And then Brahma came, Prahlad Maharaj came, they praised to the Lord. And then also Lord Brahma, even Vindhyavali, she was afraid when Lord was chastising to him. And then Prahlad Maharaj, he praised to the Lord. He says, you are equal to everyone. Even it looks like you are partial, but you are very dear to your devotees, and you are equally give the same rewards to the demons also. And then he told to Prahlad Maharaj that you should follow to the Vaman Dev, and he gave place to the Bali Maharaj, and he gave place to Bali Maharaj to reside in a Sutal Loka, and he told it is better than heavenly planet. And then he gave everything to the Vishnu, and then Aditi, she was really happy. And after that, he asked to Sukracharya, what was the wrong that you cursed your disciple? He is asking to him, what was the wrong in your disciple? And then Sukracharya, he is reciting, and he's saying that in 15, it goes 15 and 16 almost together. Sri Sukha Uvacha Kutastav Karm Vasyam Yasya Karmeswaro Bhavan Yagyesu Yagya Purusha Sarva Bhavin Pujitaha. Sukracharya said, my Lord, you are the enjoyer and lawgiver in all performances of sacrifice, and you are the Yagya Purusha, the person to whom all sacrifices are offered. If one has fully satisfied you, where is the chance of discrepancies or faults in his performance of sacrifices? So it means Bali Maharaj Yagyas was completely satisfied to the Lord. And Lord is also saying why, because those people are the Brahmanas, Bhrigu Brahmanas, they are the Brahmavadi, and they should know it is for what. And then Sukracharya is saying there is no fault. And then he's saying, if your glories of the holy name is chanted, then there is no chance for the discrepancies. Even there may be the discrepancies in chanting the mantras, or discrepancies in performing the sacrifices, or time, place, and also paraphernalia, or the person may have the discrepancies, but everything becomes faultless when your holy name is chanted. And it means that power of holy names is not only was effective in Kali Yuga. Power of holy name was effective in other yugas every time also. So you can see that Ajamil, he got liberation through the chanting the holy name of the, even he chanted the Nama Bhas chanting, not the Suddha Nama, but he got liberated. But in Srimad Bhagavatam, when Maharaj Sukdev Goswami, he describes to Maharaj Parikshit about the symptoms of the Kali Yuga in Canto 12, chapter 3. Then Maharaj Parikshit, he became very morose because of his Vaishnava Swabha. Vaishnava's nature is para dukhe dukhi, para sukhe sukhi. So he was thinking how Kali Yuga people will get liberation. So he gave, don't worry Maharaj Parikshit. And he's saying in 51 chapter 3 of Canto 12, Kale dose nidhe rajan asti hi eko mahan gunan. Even in thousands of the faults are in Kali Yuga, but there is one very good benefits in this age. Kirtana deva krishnasya mukta sangha param brajet. Simply chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, one can become free from material bondage and be promoted to the transcendental kingdom. And also he's saying whatever benefits people will get in different yugas, krite yadhyayato Vishnu, tretayam yajato makhai, dwapare paricharyam kalau tad kirtanat. Means in Satyuga, people were doing the Ashtanga Yoga by meditating on the Paramatma feature of the Lord for thousands and thousands of the years, because those time people were living life like a 100 thousands of the years. And then in Treta Yuga, fire sacrifice was the getting liberations. And then in Treta Yuga, by elaborate temple worship. And there, that time, people were living, average life was thousands years. In Kali Yuga, after 5,000 years, it will become the 50 years. So 50 years life, what people will do? They have to go to the school, college, have the marriage life, and then to do so many politics to survive either any places. So what to do? There is no chance for the liberation. So Lord, when Krishna, he left this planet, and then after that, another moon arises. Krishna is considered like a sun, and then another moon is Srimad Bhagavatam itself. It gives the all soothings, like a cooling soothing. It removed all kind of anarthas when we recited this sloka, Nasta Prayesu Abhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So by reciting this, or hearing regular classes and rendering the service to the pure devotees, all our anarthas and abhadras will be gone. Another thing is that there is no difference between Lord and his name. Abhinatva nama namino. So Lord, he's kept his all potencies in his holy name. And to give the holy name, he appeared Lord appears in Bhagavad Gita. It has been mentioned, chapter 4, that 3 reasons to establish the dharma, to annihilate the miscreants, and to give pleasure to the devotees. Main reason is to give the pleasure to his devotee, and then it came through all those things, establishing the dharmas. So Kali Yuga, Yuga Dharma is chanting the holy name of the Lord. Harer Nam, Harer Nam Eva Kevalam, Kalo na Asti, Kalo na Asti, na Asti Gatir Anyatha. So in Kali Yuga, there is no other way to get the liberated, only chanting the holy name of the Lord. And even when we do the temple worship and all other ritualistic, everything is based on the chanting the holy name of the Lord. Base is the chanting the holy name of the Lord. And on that strength, we do perform all those activities, spiritual activities. Even I have seen at my home when there used to be some kind of ceremony. So people, 1 or 2 brahmanas, they used to be chanting the holy name of the Lord. Some ritualistic ceremony is going on, that is separate place, but apart from that, in the same house, in one corner of the room, they used to hide themselves and they used to chant the holy name of the Lord. That time I was not able to understand what was the reason, because there is a sacrifice and all those things is going on, and why 2 or 3 or 5 brahmanas is required to chant the holy name of the Lord. They used to do the holy name, chanting the holy name on a japa beats very secretly. Now I know that what is that, because it is based on the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. And Srila Prabhupada, Lord Chaitanya, he came himself as to establish the Yuga Dharma. And that has been mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, chapter 5, verse 32, that Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam Sangopanga Sastra Parshadam Yagyai Sankirtana Prayer Yajanti Sumedasa. In the age of Kali, intelligent person perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the name of Krishna. Although his complexation is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. His weapon is Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So he came and to establish the dharma, to chant the holy name of the Lord, to not only to get liberated, to get the highest love of the God. That is the Braja Prema, Radharani's Prem. And how it is possible? By chanting the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And then Srila Prabhupada, he came to distribute to all over the world. Bhakti Vinod Thakur's vision was that it has to be spreaded all over the world. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission was that it has to, I have only 2 hands and you join with me and then distribute to everyone. And then Srila Prabhupada, he fulfilled desire of his spiritual master, His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's mission to fulfill his instructions. He came to the United States on a ship having that heart attack, and then reaching to the Boston Common, and then he realized where I came here, and then he wrote the song Dependency upon the Krishna. I came to this world, you brought me here, I am your puppet, if you want me to let me dance according to your will. And then he gave two things, chanting and then prasadam. These two things is very common in ISKCON. People are very attracted. Even myself is attracted through the prasad only. When I was in college, Northern Illinois University, so there I used to go not to read the Bhagavad Gita, to go for the prasadam, and then attracted to the kirtan also. So these two things are very attractive to the Lord. And then when we do eat the prasadam, then our tongue, belly, and genital, they are in the same line, and then these things will be satisfied. So instead of tongues have two functions, vibrate and taste. So eating Krishna prasadam, body is also getting spiritualized, as well as we will start talking about the Lord's glorification instead of talking the worldly things. And Krishna Balram temple in Vrindavan, when Srila Prabhupada installed the deities, and that time he performed very ritualistic ceremonies, and then he told all these things happens because they will not accept as a bona fide process. Otherwise, just only chanting the holy name of Lord was the sufficient. So kirtan is sufficient. In my village, when I was young, then I grew up in that family chanting the holy name of the Lord, Hari Kirtan. There they used to chant, instead of Hare Krishna, they used to chant Hare Ram first and then Hare Krishna later. So some people will think that, oh, ISKCON brought, it is a 50-year-old. No, it is from the Lord Brahmas, from the Krishna himself, and Krishna, he came in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's form, and then after that he started, and Lord did not took anything from here, from his own factory. He took from the Shastras only. So this chanting of the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it has been mentioned in the Kali Santana Upanishad. So from there he has taken. So how many minutes I do have? I think 10 minutes more remaining. So we can have the question answer, or how it works.
Yes, Prabhu. You can, if you want, you can stop here or ask for a question, or you. That's we are usually we close at 8, but sometimes go to 8:05, 8:10, depends upon questions.
Mm-hmm. So I will stop here. Oh, I should conclude, and then I can go further. Conclusion is that in this chapter, another conclusive section is that Sukdev Goswami is describing that even Lord Indra, he became, and then after that Lord Brahma, he told that Upendra means Lord Vamandev, Krishna's another name, as the protector of the Vedas, the principles of religion, fame, opulences, auspiciousness, vow, elevating to the higher planetary system and liberation. Thus, they accepted Upendra, Lord Vamandev, as the supreme master of everything. This decision made all living entities extremely happy. And then also there is a glorification about the Lord Vamandev, and Bali Maharaj is saying to Maharaj Parikshit, Sukdev Goswami, that, O Maharaj Parikshit, pleasure of your dynasty, I have now described to you everything think about the wonderful activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vamandev, those who hears about this are certainly freed from all the results of sinful activities. So that person will be sinless. And it has been described when Lord Vamandev was showing his Vishwarup, and there it has been mentioned that back is the sin for the Lord. It means his back is not the sin related to sin, means going away from the Lord is the sinful things. So the person who is coming closer to the Lord, that person will be free from the sins. One who is subject to death cannot measure the glories of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Trivikrama, Lord Vishnu, any more than he can count the numbers of atoms on the entire planet Earth. No one, whether born already or destined to take birth, is able to do this. This has been sung by the great sage Vasishtha. And then he's saying, if one hears about the uncommon activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his various incarnations, he is certainly elevated to higher planetary system or even brought back home, back to Godhead. And then he is saying again at the last verse of this chapter, क्रियमाणे कर्मणिदं दैवपित्रे अथ मानुषे यत्रानुकीर्तेयं तत्तेषां सुकृतं विदु. Whenever the activities of Vamandev are described in the course of ritualistic ceremony, whether the ceremony be performed to please the demigods or to please one's forefathers in Pitraloka, or to celebrate the social events like marriage and ceremony, should be understood to be extremely auspicious. So in the purport, it has been mentioned that there are three kinds of ceremonies. One is ceremony to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead or demigods, and to perform the social celebrations like a marriage and birthday also included into that. And those meant to please the forefathers like a Shraddha ceremonies. In all these ceremonies, huge amount of money is required. But it is suggested that along with these, there is a recitations of the wonderful activities of Vaman Dev. Certainly the ceremony will be carried out successfully and will be freed all discrepancies. So in November, I was in India, and that time my niece, she got engaged. So that time I was there. So I chanted the glories of Vamandev that time. I thought, I don't know, I will be able to attend the marriage ceremony or not, but it will be good to chant the glories of Lord Vamandev. So I did there. And then luckily I was able to attend her marriage ceremony also. And that time I recited slokas from the Srimad Bhagavatam. So now I will stop and open for the question and answer. Sorry, it took long time. So it started from chapter 15 to 23. 8th chapter.
Prabhu, I have a question. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
Very nice lecture. You mentioned Kali Santaran Upanishad. I read couple years back. I'm not sure which sequence the mantra is listed in Kali Santaran Upanishad. I heard from someone that in our region, in North India, they chant Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Correct.
Hare.
Correct.
So, like 4 years back, I met a priest in India, and he mentioned that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inverted the mantra to Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. From the mantra it was as it is in the Kalisantaran Upanishad as Hare Ram first. So, do you have any evidence for this?
Srila Prabhupada has mentioned it doesn't matter which way we should chant, it doesn't matter, but we are follower of Lord Chaitanya.
Yeah, I'm not asking Prabhuji.
No, I'm giving to you that answer. We are follower of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya chanted that way, we are following the same way. We go through the parampara. So
yeah, I'm going through the parampara. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that do you have any evidence? Has anyone talked about this? That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inverted this mantra this way?
I also, but Mother Jiva, she can give, our Pyari Prabhu can give more about that, because I don't have much clear understanding about that. But I heard that yes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chanted in this way, and that's why we do
that's
follow.
what we are following. No question.
And also Srila Prabhupada, he has mentioned it doesn't matter which way we are chanting, but we are follower of Lord Chaitanya. Mother Jiva or Pyari Prabhu,
well, I
do
don't
you have any comment?
Jiva says she's got to look it up, but she remembers hearing that it's also written the other way, the way we chant it. It's not just written in the Ram first, it's also written Krishna first in another place. But it doesn't really, I mean, I don't think it really makes too much difference. We just follow. I do think it makes a difference the way we chant it, because if we chant it the other way, we're not really following Lord Chaitanya and Srila Prabhupada. Yeah. That way, whether, you know, if God himself says this is the way to do it, I think, okay, let's not argue with him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know if that's the only way it's written.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Pyare Prabhu, I'm not arguing. I just want to know, because some people in my region, in North India, they chant other way. Like in my childhood, when I was going to, village of, Pandits, they do Kirtan, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So I didn't understand. There are some people there in that village. So I'm sure they will certainly ask this question. So just
okay. So let's just if they ask you why do you chant it that way, it's because this is the way Lord Chaitanya chanted it. We're followers of Lord Chaitanya. I mean, you're not going to try to convert them to change the way they chant. It doesn't matter. We don't even say you have to chant the Hare Krishna mantra. You can chant any bona fide names of God. It doesn't matter. It's still purifying. So you don't need to know to preach to them. I mean, it would be nice, not for preaching to them, but if they should ask why you do it, it would be nice to also have some evidence from some scriptures that it's also written that way. But whether it is or it isn't written the way we chant, we do it because that's what Lord Chaitanya said to do. He established. So I'm just wondering, why do you? I mean, I'd like to know, just curious to know, but it's not like, how does it make any difference when you say you go back to the village and you're talking to them? Is it because you want to?
Prabhuji, I do have common argument that Lord Ram came first and then Krishna came second. So that's why Lord Ram is first and then Krishna's name is second. And why you people have inverted other way. So that because I came from the same reason, and very common questions, it comes like, so I do give the same answer. We are follower of Lord Chaitanya, and if we are chanting this way, it doesn't make any differences. If I'm chanting that way, it doesn't make any differences because it is the pure name.
I understand. So
Laddu is
no,
broken or in which shape, it doesn't matter. That's what I do give answer.
so the answer to the question was, the reason you want to know is because when they ask you, you can answer. That was my question, whether you want to know for that reason or you want to know to try to change the way they're chanting. But-
No, I just want to answer people.
Right. Okay. So
Yeah.
good.
Pyare Prabhu, I'm looking at one of the ISKCON's website, like a spiritual scientist that Prabhuji, who
Yeah.
comes to the temple, and in text 5 of Kalisantara in Upanishad, it said, uh, Hare Nama, no, this is Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So it's just for knowledge. I mean, we are follower of Hare Lord Chaitanya, no doubt.
No, I understand. I think that's a good reason if people say that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not twisting the thing, it's just to. So in text 5, this Prabhuji, a spiritual scientist, mentioned. So I just want to know which one is how the way it was mentioned in Kalisantaran Upanishad. And is anyone know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inverted this? So that's what I want to know. Because we should know more about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's
Yeah.
what that Prabhuji said, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inverted. I was amazed to hear from his mouth.
Prabhu, I think I read someplace, may not be right, but I'll share it here. So they said Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because there were some rules associated with the original one.
Yeah, that's what I was also thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was giving it freely, so he inverted and he said, okay, now anybody can chant every time, so.
That's what I heard, that there are rules and regulations from Vedic perspective. When you chant Vedic mantra, you have to be taken bath and clean, and right. Thank you, Prabhu.
So if that's correct, I mean, that makes sense that Lord Chaitanya had changed it for that reason. Because I was curious, if Lord Chaitanya changed it, why did he change it? But that's a good reason to change it, because the people were
Yeah.
conditioned to follow different rules they had to follow before chanting. So now
Yeah.
you follow those rules, just chant. More important, you chant whether you follow the other rules or not.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, any other question or comment?
Well, I have a comment and a question. My comment is, you mentioned about how the mother, because if a child is sick, and suffering, then the mother feels this. You said the pain to the mother only. So does that mean the father doesn't feel anything?
No, means she is, father will know, he will think about the treatment. Father will have the same pain, but mother will go into the deeper and deeper. I do feel that way. I may be the wrong also.
No, I think the mother would it be greater pain because more attached. The mother, I mean, Prabhupada does say how, the love of the mother for the child is the closest thing to pure love. So she may feel more intensely. But when you say only, pain to the mother only, do you, I don't know.
Means there was more about that. So she will be feeling deeper connected to that pain.
No, I know. I just want to let other people know
So
that.
I should correct that there should not be only.
Yeah, that's the only thing wrong, was the only.
Yeah. Thank
And
you.
question, which I'm not sure I heard right or not. You mentioned, I think, Sadbhuja, and you said,
Chaturbhuja, not Sadbhuja.
I thought Sadbhuja. Oh,
Chaturbhuja means 4 arms.
okay. It said, and then you said something about all the symptoms of the body.
Means like having the Kaustubh jewel and another Vishnu symbol.
Kustuba. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, see, anyone else have questions?
I think we are good, Prabhu. No one has question, looks like.
Okay, thank you. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yes, प्यारी प्रभु and जीवा माता जी की जय. वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा
सिन्धुभ्येव च
पतिता
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः.
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय.
Evil, glories to